Let's be frank, a lot of cars out there have got really crap names. Probe, Atos, Benny, Desire, Le Car. It feels almost like the entire design process sucks the last of the creative juices out of the design team. Look at this incredible masterpiece we've created. We will call it La Ferrari. Unbelievable, how uninspiring. At least with Volkswagen, it feels like they are trying, naming their cars after wins or introducing a little bit of Latin. But now they've brought us T-Roc. I mean, it is so cheesy, but somehow kind of cool. I saw the T-Roc in the metal for the very first time in 2018 when I was in Italy for the launch of the Lamborghini Urus. It was parked right there in our hotel drop-off area, and I tell you what, it didn't need to shy away from the Urus that was parked there on display, because the T-Roc is bold, it is confident. This is a car that hasn't been designed in half measures. If you're going to do a line, make it a sharp line. If you're going to do a crease, make it deliberate, make it purposeful. And the styling touches the range-topping R-Line brings to the T-Roc only further enhances its appeal, like the colour-coded bumpers all round, the automatic LED headlights with cornering assist, as well as a separate LED daytime running lights, which I really do like. They also tag team as indicators, which is super cool. Their positioning and shape mirror that of the black Venetian grille, with chrome trim helping to present what is a really clean and sophisticated face. The chrome trim outlining the roofline and the addition of the roof rails enhances what is already a strong profile, but it is those 19-inch Suzuka alloys that will certainly be grabbing all the attention. It's also in profile that you do appreciate the high waistline. At the rear, the boot lid spoiler and the dark red LED lights finish things off really smartly. And I like VW's new center cluster of badge and model. The interior is typically Volkswagen, clean and uncluttered, but it does give away the T-Roc's age. This is 2017 Volkswagen. Shadow Steel is the name given to the dash, center console and door inserts, and you get chrome touches on all the switches. The Vienna leather seats, seen here in their quartzite ceramic finish, lets you know that you are in the R-Line. They look good, they are comfortable, they have heating, and they offer good support. And they need to, because sporty certainly trumps practicality. Just look at the pedals and the leather multifunction steering wheel with paddles, straight from the then current Golf GTI. Their digital dash is standard in the R-Line, but seen here is the optional Discover Media navigation package with an inch bigger screen and navigation. There are two additional USB Type-Cs fitted for the rear passengers, but inductive phone charging is an optional extra, as is the tilting and sliding panoramic roof, the 300-watt 6-speaker Beat sound system, even the rear view camera with park assist, yes, you heard me right, and, crucially, safety systems like blind spot assist and lane keeping are not standard. So look, I stepped straight out of a combi into the T-Roc, so everything is going to feel pretty cramped in comparison. But after a week, I must be honest, that feeling hasn't really changed. The 392-litre boot is shallow and it's nowhere near the class-leading Kia Seltos, but that wouldn't be a problem if they sacrifice boot space for rear passenger comfort, but they haven't, because when you hop in the back, it is tight. It's not even like they've got an offered SUV-like versatility by making the rear bench seat a sliding one. And for me, in my driving position, I do like to sit very low, and I can tell you, behind the wheel of the T-Roc, there is nothing that makes me feel like I am driving in an SUV. This just feels like a good old Golf. And the driving characteristics really have me dotting the I and crossing the T on this one. Low slung, dynamic, pitch it into a corner and you don't get any of that SUV-like body roll. Hey, don't get me wrong, I am not complaining at all. These are the driving dynamics that I really enjoy. But it is a bit of a stretch to go and slap a T on it and include it in an SUV lineup. But I guess at the end of the day, that is what marketing is all about. The ride quality has really impressed me. It's more of a subtle sporty reminder than a crashing reality. And that is running on the standard 19-inch alloys that you get with the R-Line spec. So really a fantastic job. I did pick up on quite a bit of wind noise off the mirrors, and I know many of you may feel that the hard plastics don't quite live up to the T-Roc's price point. And having driven the Golf 8 GTI and seen the new interiors, it's a big leap forward. So it makes you really appreciate that the T-Roc is already a 3-year-old car. This range-topping 2-litre turbo petrol linked to VW 7-speed DSG transmission produces 140 kilowatts and 320 newton meters. It's a partnership that we know oh so well, and it does its job so damn well. That is brilliant. What I really enjoy is that I don't think you're going to ever find yourself wanting any more from a performance perspective, and it's responsive too, which makes the overtake really easy. It's a great package. It leaves you with a big smile on your face every time you drive it. They've also thrown 4Motion into the mix, which makes complete safety sense if I'm dealing with snow and ice. But to then include a rotary dial that allows me to select off-road driving profiles makes this a completely pointless accessory in a car that has no ground clearance. The 2-litre only comes in 4Motion. And it's a pity because they do front-wheel drive so well, and especially with this output, I think it would have worked beautifully, and it also would have slashed the price. But I suppose it's things like this that are needed to give the T-Roc its SUV status. The 1.4-litre 110 kilowatt turbo petrol comes with an 8-speed auto transmission driving the front wheels and is only available in the design trim, while the 140 kilowatt 2-litre is available in either design or R-Line guise, but only in all-wheel drive. Budget to spend more, as there will be options you'll want to tick to your Roc. But an SUV, this is not. This is a hatchback, and I don't care how VW tries to spin it. With a ground clearance of just 158 millimeters, there's no ways it can go anywhere other than driving around town. And what's actually even more interesting for me is that when you compare the T-Roc to a Golf, it sits just 1.6 centimeters higher off the ground. 1.6 centimeters. I don't even know how to show you that. It's tiny. And that is why, if you look at the new Golf 8 that is coming to South Africa, they are only bringing it out in the GTI version because they know the T-Roc is what the crossover crazy people are going to want to buy. And what's more interesting, now you also understand why VW have said that they will not bring the T-Roc R to South Africa, because why? It's going to be that close to the GTI. So look, I don't know who to blame for this crossover craze, if it's you, the consumers, or the manufacturers, but I've got to come to terms with the fact that there's nothing I can do to change it. I must just suck it up. They are here to stay. So if you are a fan of the Volkswagen brand and its space and practicality that you're looking for, then this is not your car. Then you need to buy the Tiguan. Where the T-Roc fits in, I suppose I've got my head around it now, it's kind of the new alternative to the old traditional cars that we all grew up with. And why people love them is because they've got crazy bold styling, they've got serious street cred, and obviously massive levels of personalization. I think for Volkswagen, they're able to let their hair down when they design cars like this. They're able to play in a space that a car like the Golf SV never allowed them to.